Y'all, welcome back to the channel. This is Lady Nika in with a review for If Loving You Is Wrong. This is season 2, episode 3, entitled Fatherless Boys. I apologize, y'all, that I didn't get this video out earlier. And what happened was last night when I finally did get off, I had to do a 12-hour. And when I got off work, I DVR'd it so I could watch it, and I fell asleep watching this shit. Then, so I thought, I had a doctor's appointment. I knew I had to go to work still today, but I had a doctor's appointment I was going to leave work for. So I was going to bring my notes and actually do the vlog from my doctor's office. But I left my notes at home, so I had to leave it up. Once I was finished with the doctor's office, I had to run home, get the notes, and hell, I was like, shit, fuck it, just stop a few minutes and get the vlog out, get the video out to the people, and then you can, anything else I want to do tonight when I get home, I'll be able to do it. But I had to come home and get the damn notes, y'all. So let me jump right on into it, because I'm going to try not to let this be too long, because I do have to actually go back to work. Okay, this episode started off with Brad going over to Randall's house. He goes over there. Y'all remember last week, Brad found out that Randall has been sleeping with his wife, Alex. And, so it's a lot of beef with that. Well, he kicked his ass over there and, bitch, he kicked the man damn door in. Didn't knock on him, just went in there and kicked the man door in. And he looking for him, but he's not there. And he wound up going back to that shed where Randall is always at, working on this boat he's been building since last season. And I guess, being back there, remembering the times that he has actually seen his wife go over there to that chair where he's at and stuff, it just brought, he already in his damn feelings, and rightfully so. Your best friend fucking your wife. So, hell, I understand where he coming from. But anyway, that's what happened. He go over there. He seen it. He went back there to that shed where he's building that boat, and those memories came up. And y'all, he took that axe and did a Michael Myers on that motherfucker. He tore that damn boat up, just destroyed it. Okay? And I can't say that I don't understand it, because shit, motherfucker ain't did right by you. So next we see we're going over to Kelly's house, and Kelly is watching Paisley and Peter. That's Brad and Alex's son and daughter. And the little girl is saying that she missed her parents, she won't talk to her parents, blah, they skip all that. And little Justice, which is Kelly's son, is saying that, she should be glad that you got your dad in the house with you. I call my dad every day and he just don't answer. So Kelly, like, you talk to your dad, and he says yes. And she says, she said, you call your dad, and he says yes. And he's like, she asked him what happens when he calls his dad, and he really looking at her crazy, because she asking him the questions that he just answered. The boy just said he called his dad, and the dad don't answer. So he tell her no, he don't answer. All right, she talking about Travis. Now Travis is not Justice's dad. That's the dude Kelly was with, and I don't even think they was together that long. So why that boy calling him daddy, I don't know. But whatever. So next we see Joey. And Joey's coming into the kitchen. Natalie and Lucious is in there, and, he got this suit on. And Lucious is telling him, maybe you should try putting a tie on with it too, because he look really nice. And Joey was like, he ain't going to worry with all that. But the real tea was he didn't know how to tie a tie. So Lucious go get a tie, and he shows him how to do that. And while he's doing that, it takes Natalie as a single mom back to somewhere in her mind. Like, all these years I've had, relationships with men. The father failed him being there for him. Then I've tried to have these other relationships, and it just hasn't been, nothing has come of any of that. So, she in an emotional state, remembering what she been through and how she finally found a man that, treats her well and is willing to be a role model for her now adult son. And he looks over there at his mama. He see that she's upset, she's crying. And he asks her, of course, what'd he do to you? Because they were sitting there before he came in there, and she's like, he didn't do anything. It's just seeing you and him together, and I know the type of man that he is. I'm just feeling some kind of way. I'm sorry for all the men that I brought around that weren't this type of man that would be a decent role model for you. And Joey was like, oh, okay, then, he knew everything was all right with his mama. And so he starts talking about these different jobs he's going to go and check on, right? And he gets to this one at a chemical plant. And as soon as Natalie heard that, she was like, she didn't give him no choice, child. She told him, you are not working there. You know, and he looking at her like, what you mean? And she goes on to tell him that's the plant that a cousin of his and several other family members have worked at. And working there, they were, I guess they were subjected to different chemicals and shit, since it is a chemical plant. But they wind up contracting different forms of cancer, and they passed away. So she don't want her son doing that at all. And she tell him about that. She worried about his health. And he goes there anyway, y'all. And he walk in there like he got it all together and stuff. And the man is interviewing him. And during the interview process, he notices on the application that there's a misspelled word. He brings that to Joey's attention and asks him, can he spell it? And Joey like, shit, yeah. So he spelled it, which he spelled it correctly. Then there came the point where he was looking for, what was he looking for? References and shit. And, excuse me, y'all, I'm thirsty as hell, too. He looking for references, and Joey didn't fill it out. And y'all, I'm going to tell you something. I always say, if you do go to jail, I always encourage these young boys and these young girls, that I mentor too. If I can't tell you, I don't want you to go to jail. But if you're going to carry your ass to jail, at least you can do is while you're there, get some skills. They provide training for stuff like filling out job applications, and write, and, maybe, get your GD or whatever else, whatever. All I'm saying is, if you're going to carry your ass to jail, and you got to do some time, and they going to let your ass out again, my advice is to try to take advantage of any services that they provide that's going to help you when you return to the free world. And I don't think Joey did that, because he didn't feel out none of that shit, y'all. He didn't have nothing there. So the man is asking him, if I was to call anybody that what would they say about you? And he was like, they're going to say good things about me. So the man was like, well, if that's the case, then why didn't you put anybody down? Well, what he wound up doing was using the last job, which I don't know why Joey put that last job that he had, which was working for his mama, working with his mama over at the burger place. Why would he put that down, considering how that shit went down? But his ass did. And that is who he called, the man called. And guess who answered the phone? Natalie. And I just told you Natalie said she didn't want her son working at that plant. So of course she's not going to get him a good reference. She told that man his ass was a convict, had been in jail 3 years, he steal all that shit. Which it killed Joey's opportunity to get the job. And I hate she did it like that, but from a mom's standpoint, I can understand that it wasn't to tear him down, or throw in his face yet again what he had done. It was because she don't want him working there, because it's a health risk to him. They've already lost family members and got other family members going through, different forms of cancer, all because they worked at that plant. So she tore his ass down in that resume, baby. In that reference she gave him. And I think he might have would have actually got the damn job, because apparently ain't too many people want to do that job. So, she did mess up his opportunity to do that job. Well, anyway, we're going to go to Lucious and Eddie. And, they cops there at work and stuff. And Lucious come in there with a burger. And he had an extra one. He offered it to Eddie. Do you want this? And Eddie was like, no, bitch. Did you pay for it? And Lucious was like, Natalie gave it to me. So Eddie was like, so it's stolen. And Lucious was like, whatever, you want it, do you want it? And again, Eddie said no. So Lucious was like, fine, I'll eat it myself. So he getting ready to go do that. And this motherfucker Eddie, y'all told y'all, Eddie crazy than a motherfucker. Eddie hauled off and knocked that damn burger out of his hand. Now, bitch, let me tell you, please understand that there is dumb fighting words for some people. I don't give a damn if I didn't pay for it or not. My girl gave it to me from her job, and I offered it to your ass, and you didn't want it. But what you will not do is throw my food away. Child, I would have gave y'all candy birds teas on that type of shit. Don't fuck with my food. For real. But anyway, he did the shit, throw the food out. And so Lucious like, what's the deal? And Eddie went out talking crazy about, you think you gonna get bucked like you did last night, and telling Lucious that he a rookie and he better fall in line. And Lucious was just looking at his ass, and then Esperanza came in and she knew something had happened. 'Cause she got history with him. She know how the fuck Eddie is. And so, they get to talking because Eddie walk out. He always got something quick to say, then he cares ass. So he cares ass. And Lucious and Esperanza talking, and he's like, she knew something was wrong. And Lucious started talking about, how Eddie is. And, he wanted, what Eddie want is, Eddie's a dirty cop. And later on we're going to find out, what some of his issues is. But he's a dirty cop, and he want Lucious to be like him. And Esperanza's telling him just to do his job, don't be like Eddie. And he was like, he don't know what to do about that situation because he got to work with this motherfucker every day. They partners, And he was like, well, maybe I should call IA, which is Internal Affairs. And she was like, no, don't do that. She let him know, you just try to stay in line, do what you supposed to do. Follow the status quo of what your job is. But don't do that because many of rookies' careers have ended fast because they went to IA on Eddie ass. So, child, I don't know, She told him just watch his back, and Lucious say that's not him to have to, do all that like that. He just want to do the right thing on his job. So later we see Lucious and Eddie and they in his squad car, y'all. And Lucious asked him, Eddie asked him, what's wrong with you, because he ain't saying shit to him. And he was like, I'm fine, you know what I'm saying? And, he told him he was fine. He was like, oh, okay. And he was just like, I'm just trying to do my job, man. Because at this point, he know he dealing with a firecracker. Well, y'all, as they cruising along, patrolling the streets, they see this group of guys standing over there. And they stop, And Eddie like, we're going to see if you like doing your job. So he stopped him, and y'all, guess who it happened to be? It's Quan them. It's Quan and his little crew there. And they pulled over and got out and had Quan putting his hand on the hood. And Quan gonna let Eddie know he know Lucious by saying, you gonna just let this dude do this to me? We ain't doing nothing, we clean. And Lucious did tell him that, hey man, I know that these kids ain't, this group of dudes here, they ain't doing nothing. They were just standing here. Wasn't really no reason to pull over and fuck with them people. But he be doing his racial profiling and shit, so he pulled them over and, patted him down. But, Lucious told him, the dude clean, leave him alone, So they get back in the car and they rolling along, and He said that so he was like, you think you know these streets, and Eddie was like, Lucious was like, yeah, I know these streets, but I know that kid there, he wasn't doing nothing. Oh, he clean. And Eddie was like, Lucious was like, yeah, hell yeah, he was clean. We didn't get nothing off of him. They wasn't doing nothing for us. Really, we had no probable cause to stop. And Eddie come pulling out this bag, and it was a bag of cocaine. Now I'm thinking, bitch, you ain't get that off Quan. You already had that motherfucking shit. Bitch, y'all, this boy so fucking, Eddie's so crazy. He opens the bag and start hitting this shit right there in the police car, in the squad car, on patrol with Lucious sitting there. And Lucious just looking at him, He just hitting this shit over and over, and he tried to offer Lucious some of the shit. And Lucious told him, hell no, I don't roll like that. So Eddie pull out this wad of cash. And he tell Lucious, being a good cop will never warrant you to have this kind of money on you. You'll never have this because you want to be the good cop. Trying to make him feel like, he gonna always be the underdog and never really fully, have coin because he wants to do things the right way. Eddie want to do shit the crazy way. Well, he offered Eddie some of that goddamn money. Lucious some of that money. He took the money and tried to give him some of it, and Lucious was like, Hell no, I don't want that. And I'm thinking to myself, motherfucker, don't put your handprints on that shit, because this a dirty motherfucker and you don't know what he gonna do. Do not put your fingerprints. Don't do no DNA, bitch. Don't touch it. Just leave it where it said. Leave it where it said, baby. It ain't worth it. Child, I don't know, y'all. This man been crazy. They say he got that with that PTSD shit from being in the service. Then this motherfucker, we know now he on cocaine. Child, that's why he throw it off like that. Well, anyway, next we see Marcy go over to Alex, and she go over to the place to work, and she apologizes for how she acted. And she says she's staying at a hotel, and she's saying that she don't know what she gonna do. And I'm thinking to myself, bitch, what you mean you don't know what you gonna do? Your husband, who you been faithful and loving to, has fucked your motherfucking home girl, his motherfucking best friend woman, and you questioning what your next step is. Child, whatever. Shit, then the motherfucker done gave her a damn baby too. Cause y'all know Brad had a vasectomy and that bitch gonna be still intact. That baby that's swimming around up in her uterus. That shit remind me of my boy say, Sean Bradley say, bitch walking around with a gut full of human. Baby, that bitch walking around with a gut full of human that belong to your husband. But I digress, y'all. I'm gonna keep it moving. So next we see Kelly talking to Travis. Travis done come over. And I assume she felt some kind of way about what Justice said, that he had been calling them and they wasn't talking. And child, as they talking, here come Mama Travis, a.k.a. Jasmine Guy. And Kelly was like, look, I'm not in the mood for this, because last time they had little words and shit. And she's like, I don't know how I'm going to take it this time, so I'm not for this damn woman. Bitch, going on with that shit. But Mama Travis tell her, she realized after they last talk that Kelly really do love her son, and that she's probably the best person for him. And the bitch said, I'll see you at church. Child, I was like, that was all she came to say. And Travis was like, wow. And Kelly thought he had set it up, because he been trying to get back with Kelly. But I'm hoping and praying Kelly hold tight. But I just don't believe she is, I believe before it's all said and done, this bitch gonna probably wind up going back to him. But I sure don't hope that she don't. Lord, I hope she don't. I ain't like her first season because I thought she was too goddamn gullible. But here she go again. I think before the end of this season, she gonna wind up back with this motherfucker. But, child, Kelly said that, even though his mama said all that shit, that don't change nothing. And he tried to make an attempt to kiss her, but she was keeping her motherfucking mouth closed. She said, legs closed, eyes wide open. And she said she ain't giving in to it, but I don't believe her. So in comes Peter and Paisley again. They come over and they like, they see their dad car in the yard and they want to go over there and talk to him. But Kelly tell them, wait, let me call your parents and make sure that everything's clear for y'all to come over there, right? And Justice comes out of the room. And he see Travis, and, it's like, because Travis ain't been answering his call, he feeling some kind of way, so he ain't really trying to have no talk with him. So he said he finna go with Paisley and Peter to the back to, to hang out with his friends. And Travis wanted to talk to him. And he was like, I'm going in, I'm finna go back here with my friends. And Kelly was like, boy, sit your ass down. Sit down. And, so he sit down and they talk, and Travis apologized for not answering him and told him that he's going to, start taking him back to his games and stuff. And he also tries to explain to the child that he's not his biological dad. Now, that child ain't know what the fuck what he was talking about. Because when he was talking about it, he was just looking at him like, And, so, the boy showing you he don't understand what the fuck you talking about. Why ask him, do you know what biological mean? When the boy went into doubt when you first said it, that mean he don't understand what you saying. And, so he asked the boy that shit, that with child. That right there, y'all, excuse me, I think I gotta stop and say this here. See, that's how come a lot of time people don't know what the fuck going on with their kids, because they fail to listen. You gotta pay attention. I don't care if you're a parent, step-parent, whatever the fuck. Pay them kids some attention when they talking to you. I don't know how many times I have personally witnessed kids saying stuff to their parent. Now, this back in my younger days, so don't y'all try to think, my children grown. But back in my younger days, I used to hang out with chicks that had multiple kids, but I was married. I still was hanging out. But I would notice the kids would say certain things, and the parents so into what the fuck they want to do or what they got going on, they don't even pay them damn children no damn attention. And you don't know what you're missing. They might be telling you some 411, or as we say in the entertainment vlogging business, they might be trying to give you a little tea, and you done missed all that damn tea because you're not paying attention, focused on some bullshit that probably don't mean that. So I just want to say that. Pay attention to what these fucking children telling you, because sometimes your kids is telling you exactly what the tea is about some shit, and your ass ain't paying attention to it because you so busy caught up in your own self. It done went over your damn head. But anyway, he tried to explain that he's not the boy real daddy, but he loves him the same, and that, let me see what I said. He was trying to explain what biological mean, and like I said, he was telling him, I'm sorry y'all, I'm kind of all over the place and not really with it because I'm in a rush, but he did tell him what biological mean, and I guess by then that boy kind of over that shit. He just was looking at him and shit. So after he got through trying to explain what biological mean, the boy asked him, well, who is my real daddy? And Kelly gonna tell him, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But he still wasn't getting no answer, so the child just went on back there and played with Paisley and Pete, the motherfucking ass. But, I don't get that shit, child. You need to be telling that boy the damn truth. I'm not with that hiding shit. See, that we do that a lot in, this community. We tend to want to try to not tell it. Baby, tell it. Tell it. Maybe some of us won't have such fucked up ass mentalities and dispositions about life when we get grown, if we get told the honest truth. I have prided myself on that very thing. People have told me you give them too much. No, I give them real, because one of these days, and it won't be long, they're going to go out that door and they're going to be grown. And I'm not going to have to worry about what I failed to tell them. I don't put more on a child's mind than what's necessary, but I'm going to tell your ass what the real tea is. Because the world ain't going to sugarcoat shit for you. It ain't sugarcoated for me, and it ain't going to sugarcoat it for my kids, so I try to keep it real. But the last scene of the episode was Randall coming home. I guess he had been at the grocery store, whatever, and he heard Brad in the back tearing because he was still Michael Myers and all the man shit back there. So he come in, he go back there, he look at him, and Randall tried to apologize to him, but child, next time I know they get to fucking fight, and they just fighting their ass off. I'm talking about fighting, and Brad pulled out that gun. Remember Eddie crazy ass gave him that damn gun? Well, he pulls it out, and we hear shots fired. Okay? At that time, here come Rosie the motherfucking nosy neighbor. Now, I don't know what kind of neighborhoods these people living in, because in my neighborhood and all the neighborhoods, even down south in New Orleans, living in the 9th Ward District, baby, when we hear a gunshot, a bitch ain't trying to find out where it's coming from. A bitch ducking and getting the fuck out the way. But this bitch so goddamn nervous, she done heard the motherfucking shit, and here she come. And she over there standing at the events just watching it. But while she watching it, once again, this bitch calling the police. Child, I don't know what to say about that. I'm going to need Rosie the nosy neighbor to sit her ass down, because she was the one that called the police when Randall and Marcy was into it, when she had figured out who the fuck, Pepper and shit was, and realized that's who her man been screwing, Here go the nosy neighbor, gonna call the laws then. This bitch done seen these folk back out here fighting, and gunshots done went off, and she done called the law. Meanwhile, the damn Alex was in the house. She heard the shit, and she went to hollering, and coming out the door. I wonder who the bitch really was hollering for, though. I wonder if she was hollering for Brad because she was worried about him, or was she worried about Brad fucking up her dick because, she gave him a badass report card. Y'all, I can't believe she told that man that, them D's and F's she had on that paper was, his rating in bed. I couldn't believe she actually told her husband that the man, Randall's dick was bigger than his, and child, That's a recipe for a bitch getting killed in real life. I'm glad this is just one of Tyler Perry little nighttime soap operas, but That's where the show ended, with the Rosa the Nosy fucking neighbor calling the damn police and shit, all in them people business and stuff, because she see them fighting and done heard gunshots going off. I don't know, shit. We'll see next week what the hell gonna happen. Again, guys, I'm sorry it's coming out a little late, but you know I've been on these 12-hour shifts every day, and I got about 5 more days of this shit, nothing but 12-hour shifts. So pray for a bitch. But that's about all I had to say. Y'all didn't give me no show ideas, so you know that this is really the last recap of the week. My next video will be in the news and shit. And, you know, if you so inclined, you want to, you know, give me some ideas of things that I can look at and talk with you all about, then please drop it in my comment sections. And if you got any situations you want to just hear a bitch opinion about or anything, I will put my email address down in the link below. And in the meantime, between time, y'all please like, comment, subscribe. I'm finna get my ass back to work. And peace.